Hello class, you're welcome to Direct Stars. In the mathematics class today, we're looking at how to convert numbers to standard form. Last week we looked at introduction to standard form, and today we're looking at how to convert numbers to standard form. The aim of this lesson is to understand how to convert numbers to standard form, and the objective of this lesson is that at the end of this lesson, you'll be able to know how to convert numbers to standard form. Numbers in standard form are written in this format. We have A times 10 raised to power n, where a is a number that is greater than or equals to 1, but less than 10. And where we have the n, which is the power, to be a positive or a negative whole number. So we can have 1 times 10 raised to power minus 11 to be a standard form. We can have 5.2 times 10 raised to power 8 to be a standard form. So we'll be looking at 4 examples in this topic. Here we'll be expressing or writing our numbers in standard form. Example 1. We are asked to express 0.0000462. We are asked to express this in standard form. So the first thing that we're going to do here is to write the first number, which is a. And don't forget that a is a number that is greater than or equals to 1, but less than 10. So we can have our a here to be 4.62. Then times 10 raised to the power. Now, if you want to get the power, we are going to move the decimal point to make it to be 4.62. So we want to know the number of moves that want to move the decimal point to have it to be 4.62, which is the first number. So if you look at this, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5. So meaning that we have to remove the point 5 places to make it to be 4.62. But is it going to be positive 5 or negative 5? So what we're going to do here to see if the power is going to be negative or positive, we have to compare the original number to the first number. And looking at the original number to the first number, the original number is less or is smaller than the first number. So meaning that it's going to be negative. Anytime the original number is smaller than the first number, the power will be negative. So meaning that we're going to have this to be 10 raised to the power minus 5. So converting is 0.0000462. In standard form, we're going to have it to be 4.62 times 10 raised to the power minus 5. Example 2. We have to express 59,800. We have to express this in standard form. So just like what we did in example 1, the first thing I'm going to do here is to write the first number. And the first number here is going to be 5.98, as it is less than 10. Then times 10. Now if you want to get the power, you can still write 59,800 to be 59,800.0. So now to know the number of places that we're going to move the decimal point to make it to be 5.98, which is the first number. So looking at it, we have it to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So meaning that what the decimal point is moved in 4 places to have it to be 5.98. But is it going to be positive 4 or negative 4? So we're going to compare the original number, which is 59,800, to the first number, which is 5.98. Looking at it, the original number is bigger than the first number. So meaning that it's going to take a positive. So meaning that we're going to have it to be 10 raised to the power of 4. So anytime the original number is bigger than the first number, then it's going to take a positive power. So writing 59,800 in standard form, we're going to have it to be 5.98 times 10 raised to the power of 4. Move to example 3. Here we're asked to express 0.0036. We're asked to express this in standard form. So just like what we did in example 1 and example 2, the first thing that we're going to write here is to write the first number. And the first number that we're going to have here is 3.6. Then times 10. The next thing that I'm going to do here is to get the power. And how we're going to get the power? From the original number, we are going to move the decimal point to the number of places to make it to be 3.6. So we want to know the number of moves or the number of places we're going to move the decimal point. So moving it, we're going to have this to be 1, 2, 3. So meaning that the decimal point has been moved in 3 places to have it to be 3.6. But is it going to be positive 3 or negative 3? We're going to compare the original number to the first number. So looking at it, the original number, which is 0.0036, is smaller than the first number. Since it's smaller, then it's going to take the negative power, which is minus 3. So converting or expressing 0.0036 in standard form, we're going to have it to be 3.6 times 10 raised to power minus 3. The last example I'll be looking at, we are asked to express 217.5 in standard form. So the first thing that I'm writing here is to bring out the first number. Then I'm going to have that to be 2.175 as this is less than 10. Then times 10. So we want to know the power. And now we're going to get the power from the original number, which is 270.5. We want to know the number of places that want to move the decimal point to make it to be 2.175, which is the first number in the standard form. So we have it to be 1, 2. So we move the decimal point in 2 places to have it to be the first number, which is 2.175. Then is it going to be positive 2 or negative 2? What we're going to do here is to compare the original number to the first number. So looking at it, the original number, which is 217.5, is bigger than the first number, which is 2.175. Then it's going to take the positive. So we're going to have 217.5 in standard form. We're going to have it to be 2.175 times 10 raised to the power of 2. So that will be all in today's class. And if you haven't subscribed, do well to subscribe now. Thank you and see you in the next class. Bye.